Welcome to episode number 110 of Beyond Social Media Show, the podcast for marketing, advertising, public relations, and communications professionals. We are recording live on Google Hangouts on air September 5, 2015. We always start out with the worst stories in communication that happened over the past week, and BL always has the honor. So, BL, what was the worst story?
Well, I think the app that Rand Paul did that has the hashtag Stand with Paul was probably the worst thing that happened. They created an app where you could make virtual selfies with Rand Paul, with a virtual Rand Paul. And I don't know what he thought people were going to do, but what they did was like they were disgusting pornographic images, and they were all over Twitter, and they were really gross, and thousands of them. So it just begs the question, like, what did they think would happen? It's like nobody thinks. Apparently they don't think, because if they were thinking, they wouldn't have done this at all.
Well, I mean, political communication, we talked about this before, political communication is among the toughest types of communications, because you have dedicated enemies who are out to get you, right? Because literally, it's not paranoid. People are actually trying to take you down, basically. And it is among the most strategic types of communications, too. You have to think 3 steps ahead of everybody. How are people going to react to something? And, so it is really stunning that they didn't think of the obvious thing that would happen if they put out such a tool. So,
but really, the pictures were gross. So the other thing that happened during the week is that September 21st is called Peace One Day, and it was founded in 1999 by British documentary filmmaker Jeremy Gilley. And it's an annual day of global unity, a day of intercultural cooperation. It's enhanced by, the United Nations is part of it. I can't think of the word. Endorsed by the United Nations. And so who are you partnering with? So Burger King, cleverly, proposed to McDonald that they create a McWhopper and donate all the proceeds to Peace One Day. And they created this website, and they created an actual sandwich that had part of the Whopper and part of the McDonald's burger, and they made packaging, and they really went all out. They made this website, and they talked all about Peace One Day, and McDonald's just said no.
Yet.
We're not going to do that. We're just not going to do that. Sorry, no, we're not going to do that. They didn't propose an alternative. So what did they do? They dissed the charity. They dissed world peace. They made themselves look like curmudgeons. And they didn't have any fun. And they made themselves look like a very unpleasant brand. Go figure.
Wow, yeah. Anti-peace McDonald's.
We don't want peace, and we don't want anything to do with world peace. Get away from us. It just was funny. And okay, so that was funny. And you have one that is sort of interestingly weird as well. Go ahead.
So Hulu is finally introducing an ad-free version of their, and you've heard me rant about Hulu before. It's my favorite thing to rant about. One of my favorite things to rant about. So they've released an ad-free version, sort of. It'll cost $1.99 a month. The current version is $7.99 a month. I think I'm paying. And Hulu would take the ads out. That shouldn't have been there in the first place.
Because you were paying.
Always my contention. You're paying for it. Why are there ads there are a lot of ads in Hulu stuff too. So they're going to take them out, except for 7 shows. So there are 7 shows that are going to still have ads, even though you're paying to take out the ads. Get a grip, Hulu.
I canceled my Hulu subscription because I couldn't find anything to watch on Hulu. And then a year later, I should have been paying closer attention. A year later, I realized they were still billing me. And they would not refund the money. They gave me half the money back, and it just left such a bad taste. I don't like Hulu. They're bad people.
It's not like they don't know that they couldn't find out whether or not you're watching or not. They've got your online
exactly.
activity.
I never touched it for a year, and all of a sudden, like, I take a good close look at my credit card bill, which we should all be doing every month, and they're charging me. So anyway, that made me very unhappy. So the other really sad story is the story about the little boy who washed up on the beach, who changed the worldview of refugees. And this is from a story in Vice. The reporter is Ismail Kupeli, and the photographer of the drowned Syrian boy, Alan, who was 3 years old. The photo was taken by, I don't know how to pronounce her first name, Nilüfer Demir, and she was working for the Turkish agency DHA, and the photo first went viral on Turkish social media and then around the world. And so in the interview, they asked her, what did you feel when you saw the boy? I'm going to try and do this without crying. What did you feel when you saw the boy? She said, I almost felt paralyzed when I saw the child's corpse. At the same time, as a photographer, I have a task that doesn't allow time for second guessing, so I took the pictures. She said she wishes she hadn't had to take the photo, that she could have photographed him playing on the beach. But then again, sorry, she's happy that the world finally cares and is mourning the dead children.
Yeah, it's amazing what a powerful photography can do, and it's stunning the role that photographers play often, and are put in that position to have to document human misery, but to get those images and get those points across to the rest of the world. It's pretty
amazing how that one photograph, I mean, we're so inured to, seeing war and destruction and everything every day, but that one photograph of that child, what did he do?
Yeah.
Nothing. Anyway, on to better news. So apropos that discussion, the Love Has No Labels campaign, which I got from both Adweek and Facebook posts, and this is a campaign that won 8 Lions at Cannes this year, 110 million online views, the second most watched social and community activism ad of all time, behind Coney 2012. And for some reason, you never know why, it started making the rounds on social media again this past week, and it's a wonderful, wonderful campaign. We'll put a link to it in the show notes, and you just have to take a look at it. It's all about how love is just love, and you don't need labels for love. You just do it. It's beautiful.
You think it has something to do with that clerk in Kentucky or wherever that was denying people marriage licenses?
Yeah, it's against her religion to let. She's in jail. I kind of think she should stay there. And apparently, a lot of people who are jailing her think that too. It's always interesting, like, how one person is made an example of, but boy, she's it. She's the it girl of the moment, that's for sure. So the other thing that's new this week, new to me anyway, is Blab.im, the new live streaming platform that has absolutely taken the internet by storm. And we're going to do a Blab after the show so that we can talk to you all and get your take on the conversations here. Blab is only 115 days old. It's a wildly addictive new video streaming platform where up to 4 people can video chat, tweet, and comment in real time simultaneously. And it's got a bit of a complicated heritage. It was incubated in a San Francisco incubator that has since been dissolved, that was called Monkey Inferno. And its co-founder and main investor is Michael Birch. And he created Bebo, which you might remember was sold to AOL in 2008 for $850 million and quickly destroyed by AOL, as often happens when big companies buy small companies. So Birch bought Bebo back in 2013 for $1 billion. And then with the same team that created Bebo, they started doing projects that they were incubating, and they spun off Blab as its own company in January 2015. And Birch is the main investor, and Sean Puri is the CEO. And, they have the kind of financial security that they can just devote themselves to making this thing wonderful. And he said, when we saw the way that it was taking off, we doubled down our focus. And so John Legere, the CEO of T-Mobile, is regularly on Blab, and there are stars and has-beens and newbies and really smart people doing clever things. Dennis Litley is doing a cooking show, and he is using 2 cameras so that you see him in one window and his hands doing the cooking in another. And I am so excited. On Monday, I am doing a blab with the great blues musician Taj Mahal, and he's going to play some music, and we're going to talk about what he's been up to. And you can subscribe to that. We'll put that link in the show notes as well. And if you haven't started, I mean, it's completely addictive. You can't stop once you start. And, you know, people are saying it's replacement for Hangouts. It's not. It's a different platform. It's you know, there's a frenzy right now, and everybody and their dog is on it. But in my opinion, that will even out as people who actually have something to say, you know, take over the airwaves. But I mean, right now, 24/7, there's people on there. Dave and I did a test last night. You know, we just a little quick test. We just didn't even announce it. We just started it. And immediately 5 people joined us. And hundreds of people, thousands of people join in on these things. And you can talk, tweet, and watch simultaneously. So, and, you know, it's just the most fun. You must come in and try it. So tell us another good one.
Yeah, it's a very cool tool. It was fun trying it out last night. I had moved for the past 2 weeks, and so I didn't have time to try it out. So I'm looking forward to doing the one after the show.
Well, and I was like, Dave, you have to try this. I mean, I did one with, I think the first one I did was with Susan Finch. We did one the other day on the about pages on websites, and we just sort of did a little rant about what they should say. And people came and they watched. And what happens right afterwards is you get an MP3, an MP4, and an embed link that you can use to embed the video or the audio onto another site or into social media. So, and you can upload the video, of course, to Vimeo or YouTube or whatever. So a lot of people are switching their shows to Blab. I'm not sure. Maybe we'll do one there. I don't know. We'll have to see. But big fun, really big fun.
Yep. And last night during our test run, I asked our audience for ideas for the show to talk about, for talking points for the show. And Joel Carlson, a Minnesota marketer, suggested I do one on Force Friday. So thanks, Joel. Here's the thing on Force Friday. So last Friday was Force Friday. Disney launched their marketing blitz for the new Star Wars movie. This is from a Digiday article by Jordan Valinsky. Toys R Us, Walmart, and Disney stores open their doors at 12:01 a.m. And they entice customers with internet popular hamster-sized BB-8 droid. It's a little in the trailer for the movie. It's the droid with the round body that rolls across the ground. And other Star Wars related toys. Jimmy Kimmel debuted Star Wars toys on his Disney-owned ABC late night television show. The Star Wars YouTube channel streamed an 18-hour global unboxing event hosted by YouTube personalities. Twitter rolled out X-Wing fighter emojis that appear when you use the hashtag Force Friday. Target released a sponsored filter on Snapchat with Star Wars characters and its logo. The Force Friday hashtag was used more than 92,000 times during the past day. Lego released a new Star Wars set, of course. And then Mattel teamed with Uber. This is from a CNET story by Anthony DeBonico. Mattel teams up with Uber they have Hot Wheels branded first order stormtrooper cars. So these are cars that appear in the film that the stormtroopers use. And they had these actual cars that were decked out to look like stormtrooper cars to give riders in New York City residents rides through Uber. So they just promote awareness of the Star Wars themed Matchbox cars, of course. Cars ran from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. On Friday in Manhattan.
I saw some. I saw it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you could request a stormtrooper escort, which would be so awesome. Uber users had to use the activate the Hot Wheels promo within the Uber app. All rides up to 30 minutes were free, and each car came stocked with a Hot Wheels die-cast car and a Star Wars The Force Awakens starship that riders can keep as a souvenir. So very, very clever promotions and a lot of Blitz. I mean, if you didn't hear about Force Friday on Friday, you were probably asleep or dead. So.
There was also a puppies playing with the toy, and it was really funny. All these adorable puppies. I just got a big kick out of that. So the other thing that was kind of fun, and also for a good cause, is September is Hunger Awareness Month, Hunger Action Month, and feedamerica.org has an awareness campaign to raise awareness of the fact that 1 in 6 people in America are sometimes hungry. And so their campaign is called Spoontember, hashtag Spoontember. And what they're doing is they're asking people to post selfies with spoons balanced on their nose. And it's an integrated campaign. It's created by them and the Ad Council and 360i. And they put these pictures of, there's so many of them, of you put a picture of yourself balancing spoons on your nose on any platform with the hashtags, and you challenge your friends to do the same. And they handed out orange spoons from noon to 2 p.m. on September 3rd in Times Square, and you could balance the spoon on your nose and see yourself on the big screen in Times Square. And I mean, they've done all these events and silly things, and the point is to get people to contribute to local food banks. So when you go to the site, it tells you where the local food banks are that need help, and you can either contribute or volunteer or make a donation. And you know, I mean, I like when people have fun with things like that. So Dave, this is hilarious, Hipster Barbie.
Yeah, so Hipster Barbie is so much better at Instagram than you. That's the title of a Wired article by Taylor Glascock. In the great tradition of lampooning a particular medium, you know, if you make fun of a medium, Twitter users made fun of Twitter. There was a Dig video that went viral that made fun of Dig. So in the great tradition of lampooning a particular medium, there is an Instagram account called Socality Barbie. It's an Instagram account that satirizes the great millennial adventure trend in photography. It shows pictures of Barbie using Barbie, pensive selfies of Barbie in exotic locales, arty snapshots of coffee, all of them using just the right filter. The woman behind the account is a wedding photographer from Portland, Oregon. She wants to remain anonymous to preserve the authenticity of the account. So she created the account to poke fun at people hashtagging photos with hashtags live, authentic, and socality. Examples of the photos, you got to see the account. Examples of the photos are Barbie on the beach, wrapped in a beach towel with carefully tousled hair, a perfectly aligned shot of Barbie in the middle of a train tracks wearing a hat that's slightly askew with Warby Parker glasses, and the tracks that are diminishing the background, pointing to the mountains in the background. Just beautiful shot, but it's, you know, it's Barbie, and the account has 127,000 followers right now. So
that is hilarious. You know, Mattel has a long and checkered history of suing people who did things with Barbie. There was an artist, I think this was back in the early 90s, who put Barbies in blenders and you know, did terrible things to Barbies, and there were sexy Barbies, and there were Barbies having sex, and and Mattel would sue them. And you know, I mean, eventually they gave up on that because that was so completely stupid. But this is hilarious. I can't wait to see it. And Mattel's gotten wiser. They haven't sued anybody.
Well, there's nothing pornographic on this account, so Mattel should be fine.
Well, but they don't like anybody to mess with their branding, you know. This should help them. I mean, really.
Yeah. So are we on the shiny new stuff?
No, because you have another one about the makeup.
No, that's right. Yeah. So this actually could go in worst. It should be in both, actually. It's an acid attack survivor gets real with YouTube makeup tutorial. So in India, there is a horrible horrible, I don't call it a tradition, but a practice of for women that are deemed inappropriate for one reason or another, getting acid thrown on their faces. So this woman had that happen to her. Her face is disfigured, her eye is closed as a result, and she has done a YouTube video that has gone viral, basically, of makeup tutorial. So how to have the perfect red lips is the name of the tutorial, and she does exactly what you would expect in a makeup tutorial, except that her face is completely disfigured. And she then closes it with a call to action to sign the petition, and she points to the link below to sign the petition to end this horrible practice by limiting the sale of acid. So anybody can buy acid in India. So she's trying to pressure the government to put in regulations to limit the sale of open sale of acid. And
God, that's hideous. That does bring us to shiny new stuff. And one of the things that I saw that actually comes from Listerine Global, a very interesting tie-in, and J. Walter Thompson in London. It's an app that lets blind people know when somebody is smiling. And it does that by reading their face and vibrating so that the blind person knows, I mean, imagine when you can't tell the facial expression of somebody you're talking to. So they were also thrilled in the video to be able to know that another person was smiling. And some of the people said, they had sight earlier in their lives and they remembered smiling, but they missed it. So now it's just a cool thing to get.
That's very cool. It's one of those ideas that are not obvious until somebody does it. It's like, oh yeah, why didn't somebody think of this before?
It's a facial recognition software, and yeah, why didn't somebody think of it before? Because the technology existed. That's the cool thing, that using it in that way. So the other thing that I came upon was an app called Planted that claims to specialize in helping recent grads find non-technical roles at startups. It has 20,000 users. It makes money by charging companies a fee based on salary when they hire the users. And there's more than 20,000 users on the platform. It's partnered with more than 500 startups, and over 200 candidates have been hired since Planted was launched. And it may not get you your dream job, but it at least identifies real startups that are actually hiring. And, it's a start.
Very cool. Very cool. I don't have any shiny new stuff, but I did notice that the Google Photosphere app I talked about, where you can take 360-degree photos, has been merged into Street View app. So now the app is Street View. Google Street View, where you can view 360-degree photos. You can also view the Street View photos that you see on Google Maps, and you can take your own 360-degree photos. So I've seen there's 360-degree photos of Machu Picchu and of Manhattan and all over the place. It's awfully cool to check those out because you can, literally just virtually walk around the place.
Oh, that is cool. So the other thing that I saw was sort of a Mental Floss article. I love that magazine. And somebody has actually made a lock for your Nutella jar because nobody can stop eating Nutella. Now, this is very useful and very handy. So that brings us to projects, and my project is the Blab with Taj Mahal on Monday, September 7th, 1 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific time, when Taj is going to tell us what he's been up to and play us some music. That brings us to daily numbers.
Can't wait to see that Taj Mahal Blab.
That's going to be so much fun.
Yep. So, all right, daily numbers. Facebook has 1 billion users. They had 1 billion users logged in a single day. This is from a CNN Money article. 1 billion people logged in Facebook on one day. Facebook now reaches 1 out of every 7 people on the planet. Relatedly, WhatsApp, the mobile messaging app that Google bought for $1 billion, has hit 900 million users. This is from a USA Today article by Jessica Gwynn. They just announced 900 million active users. Facebook owns two of the most popular messaging apps, WhatsApp and Facebook Messenger, which recently hit 700 million users. So mobile messaging is definitely being used quite a bit, and Facebook seems to be dominating in that area.
And Facebook launched their streaming app for celebrities, a few people this past week. And when that goes public, we'll see what happens to Blab. You know, will people move to Facebook because of the audience being there? Who knows? It's really hard to know what anybody's going to do anymore. But anyway, that brings us to the end of this episode of the Beyond Social Media Show, and there is a link on the event page and also on Twitter for the Blab that we're going to do as soon as we end here. So thank you for watching episode 110 of the Beyond Social Media Show. You can see all the links of the stories that we talked about later on, or well, by the end of the weekend, on beyondsocialmediashow.com/110. You can find David Erickson. He's at D Erickson on Twitter. He's at eStrategyBlog.com and creativepr.com/blog, which is a terrific blog. And I am at What's Next on Twitter. I'm also at What's Next on Blab. Dave is at D Erickson on Blab. You have the same Twitter and Blab address, by the way. I blog at What's Next Blog, and I'm CEO of Maximum-Plus.com for streaming live events via YouTube. And the show is at BeyondSocialMediaShow.com. On Twitter, we're at BS Media Show. We are Beyond Social Media Show on Facebook, and of course, we're on Google+. And we hope you'll subscribe to the Beyond Social Media Show .com/newsletter, because in it we put stories we didn't have time to cover during the show and some exclusive content as well as the show notes. So we'll be back same time, same station next week. And we thank you for watching, and we hope you'll come join us now on Blab.
Thanks for watching.